kids, where are you? It's time for all the art to tell stories.
Deep in a vast forest, there lived a flying squirrel named Feathertail. Feathertail was one of the most adventurous little creatures in the forest, often gliding from the highest treetops to the lower branches, reveling in the freedom of flight and the caress of the night breeze. For Feathertail, flying was a part of life, and every night, the thing it loved most was looking up at the sky and gazing at the shining moon. The moon always hung so far, so mysterious, illuminating the entire forest. Feathertail had a dream. It hoped that one day it could fly to the moon, to touch the mysterious light source and see how big and beautiful it was. One night, when the moon was particularly high and bright, Feathertail made a wish as usual. "Moon, I really want to fly to you and see what you look like. Can you tell me how to achieve this dream?" To Feathertail's surprise, the moon shimmered as if responding to its desire. Soft moonlight sprinkled over Feathertail, and it heard a warm voice from the sky. "Feathertail, do you really want to come to me?" "Yes, Moon," Feathertail replied excitedly. "I have always dreamed of flying to you." "Then you must be ready, for this will be a journey full of challenges," the moon said gently. "You need to learn to be brave and overcome various obstacles on the way. If you can persevere, I will be waiting for you and show you a special secret." Feathertail's heart was filled with anticipation and excitement. It knew this adventure would not be easy, but it also understood that any difficulty was worth overcoming in pursuit of a dream. So, it made a promise to the moon. "I will become brave, and no matter what challenges I face, I will not give up." The moon smiled and nodded. "Then we have an agreement. I will be waiting for you. When you are ready, begin your journey." After the conversation with the moon, Feathertail began to prepare seriously for its adventure. It knew that its current flying ability was not enough to reach the moon, and it needed to become stronger and more agile. Every night, while the other animals were sleeping, Feathertail would secretly practice flying. It sought the steepest slopes in the forest, challenged the highest treetops, and worked hard to perfect its gliding skills. It kept overcoming its fears and learned how to stabilize its body in the wind from countless falls. This training made Feathertail more and more confident, feeling that it was getting closer to its dream. The animals in the forest noticed Feathertail's efforts and began to see its changes. Some animals asked why it was practicing so hard, and Feathertail always smiled and replied, "I have a dream. One day I will fly to the moon." Some animals laughed when they heard this. "Fly to the moon? That's impossible. The moon is so far away, no one can fly to it." But Feathertail didn't pay attention to their mockery, firmly believing that its dream would come true. Months later, Feathertail felt ready and decided to start the adventure. It looked up at the moon, silently telling itself, "Today is the day I set off. No matter what happens, I will persevere." That night, the moon was exceptionally bright, as if encouraging Feathertail. It took a deep breath, jumped to the highest tree, spread its wings, and flew towards the moon in the sky. The journey seemed smooth at first, with the cool night breeze gently blowing over Feathertail's body, feeling like it was flying higher and faster than ever before. But as it flew farther from the forest, unforeseen difficulties began to emerge. First, a strong storm blew in from the front. The storm hit Feathertail so hard that it almost couldn't keep going. Feathertail tried to stay steady, but the wind was too strong, and its wings started to feel tired, almost unable to support any longer. Just as it was about to give up, Feathertail suddenly remembered the promise to the moon. It told itself, "I can't give up. I've come this far. I can't let this storm stop me." So it gathered its courage, fought off fatigue, and kept flying forward. Finally, Feathertail broke through the storm. When it flew out of the gusty area, it felt an immense sense of relief and pride. Although the storm brought great challenges, it made Feathertail more determined, knowing it was closer to its goal. As Feathertail continued flying upwards, it felt the moon getting closer. Its excitement grew stronger with each moment, a sense of accomplishment never felt before. Finally, after a long flight, Feathertail reached near the moon. It stopped on a cloud, gazing at the huge silver-white moon, hardly believing it had actually made it. At that moment, the moon spoke again softly. "Feathertail, congratulations on coming to me. You overcame all the challenges and proved you are a brave dreamer." Feathertail was too excited to speak and looked up, asking, "Moon, you once said you would show me a special secret. Now that I'm here, can you tell me what the secret is?" The moon smiled, its glow becoming softer. "My secret is this. The real dream is not about whether you can touch me, but about whether you have the courage and determination to pursue it. Every challenge and difficulty is a part of growth, and you, through this journey, have found your strength and bravery." Feathertail felt an immense warmth and satisfaction in its heart. It understood that dreaming's true value was not about reaching the final goal, but learning to be brave, persistent, and growing throughout the journey. In the moon's company, Feathertail felt a calm and confidence never experienced before. It knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, it was ready to face them. When the last hints of night disappeared from the sky, Feathertail spread its wings and flew towards home, the warm forest. No longer the little squirrel that doubted its abilities, Feathertail was now full of confidence, knowing that as long as there was a dream in its heart, anything was possible. When Feathertail returned to the forest, the night was fading and the dawn was breaking. Feathertail landed on its favorite big tree, looking back at the incredible journey. Its heart was filled with infinite emotion and joy. The animals in the forest woke up early and saw Feathertail had returned safely. They ran over to ask about its adventure. "Feathertail, did you really fly to the moon?" an excited squirrel asked. Feathertail smiled and nodded. "Yes, I reached the moon and saw it." Its tone was calm with a deep sense of satisfaction, as if all its dreams had been fulfilled. What does the moon look like? Did it tell you any secrets?" Another curious rabbit asked eagerly. Feathertail looked at everyone and quietly said, "What I learned is that the true essence of dreams is not whether they can be achieved,